So what's the, you hear people talk about transformation and what is transformation? Well, you have two, you'll hear people call it the higher self. There's basically your divinity within you, and then you have conditioning or programming that you have. And the game of awareness is to get your soul to recognize its oneness with its creator and the divinity within you. So how do you even begin that? Well, there's really three things that are going to happen when you do the building blocks. The first thing is you have to have some uncritical self-observation of yourself. And what that means is it's going to take an open mind. It's going to take you a willingness to observe and reevaluate yourself. So, I would ask that today you would just allow yourself to be open to evaluating ideas. I'm not asking you to accept ideas, although I will tell you when you accept some new ideas, you typically get change. But today, just observe yourself and allow yourself the ability to do some reevaluation of maybe the way you've been looking at things. And I promise you, if you will give yourself that gift, you're gonna gain a lot of insight about how unique and special you really are. The second fundamental principle for changing, so you have these two selves, and so you have to first say, where am I and how do I get over to this divinity side, or this higher side of myself, the highest version of myself? And so step one is like, where am I? And then step two is, where do I want to go? So you have to have a defined aim, some sort of a goal or intention, something that's going to drive you as to what you want to do. And every single one on this call has that in you. You have some sort of a longing or some sort of a dissatisfaction with something in life right now. And that is a natural state. Like, welcome that, because that is what in the Beatitudes they meant when Jesus said, blessed are those who are poor in spirit. That means you're always wanting to grow and expand. And you're a soul, you're sitting in a body, you have access to universal mind. And the soul always is for greater expansion and growth. And that's what life is. So the spirit, even the spirit of selling, it's like increased life, it's growth, it's, keep expanding and growing. You stand for more life and multiplying things. So when you go for a goal, you should, goals are things that we always are going to have a natural tug from our heart to go for, because that's just the natural essence of who you are. When those goals are set with an intention, a purpose behind them, that's when they get really powerful. And then the third thing you have to accept is you got to let go of where you are to get where you want to go. And that's probably the hardest part for most people. But the bottom line is, if you don't let go of where you are, you're going to stay where you are, because your state of consciousness attracts your life. Now, you want to write that down on your notes. Your state of consciousness attracts your life. Everything in a state of consciousness is what you believe to be true. And that is what causes your life, because you're like, you are a magnetic force, and you're always, that state of the combinations of your beliefs and what you put out in terms of your attitude or anything to anybody else is what causes the magnetism of what comes back.